Happy Saturday. Hi. I'm Jeannie O'Neill. For those of you who haven't met me before, I am the executive director here at Yoga Farm. I'm one of the lead teachers. And some of our classes are also streamed online for those of you who are in the studio right now. So this gives me an opportunity to see people, not have to see them on the little boxes up there, but they can't see you. So just know that they're only seeing me, because we have yoga teacher trainings online. So that gives students access to being able to practice with us. And this is a gentle morning, slow, very slow flow class. The idea is just kind of to get into our bodies and stretch out, lengthen, strengthen, warm, all those good things to do to get our blood flowing in the morning. And as always with any class that I'm teaching, any class that you take here, definitely, and any class you take anywhere else, this is your practice. So do what feels good to you and ignore me whenever you don't want to do what I'm suggesting. Find a different posture, go into child's pose, take a break, come back. And equally, you are invited to amp up the practice if you want something more. If you're like, oh, down dog, meh, I'm gonna do three-legged dog. You know, you are always invited to take care of your own body, and whatever your body is telling you it needs today is much more intelligent than I could ever hope to be about your body's needs. So I'm going to invite you actually all to lie down, and we're going to start this practice lying down. I find that morning practices, it's nice to start them in Shavasana and end them in Shavasana. So we have this beautiful bookend of just kind of grounding and centering. And you're welcome to tune into your body right away. Notice where there might be some tension, some sleepiness, anything like that. And then sending the breath to that part of the body. Take a nice full deep breath in, stretching your arms up overhead, maybe stretching your legs out as well, extending as far as you can from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, active through the muscles in the center line of the body. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest, giving them a hug.
Oh, it don't hurt.
Rocking side to side a little bit, whatever intuitive movement calls to you. And then bringing the pose back to center and stillness to create a dynamic movement within the core of the body. So let's inhale to stretch out, lengthen back to that long line of energy from fingertips to toes. Deep full breath in. Exhale, curl back up in that ball. You can keep your shoulders down, or you can bring your nose up to your knees as well. Move back and forth with your breath though. So inhaling to lengthen out, exhaling to draw the energy back in, curling into a ball. There is no reason to rush through this warm up. So follow your breath. What does your low back need?
Really use figure right.
And then the next time that your knees are into your chest, give them a hug. Pause there. Tuck your fingertips behind your knees and start to rock your body up to a seated posture, rocking and rolling a little bit on the spine, just massaging the spine a little bit. And if it's too much or you're on a really hard surface, you can roll to your side and press your body back up to a comfortable seat. So from this pose, we're going to continue just the spinal warm-up. So inhale as you sweep the chest forward. Exhale as you round the spine back, drawing circles, inhaling and exhaling. Exploring and noticing any tension in the shoulders, the mid-back, the low back. As you exhale, round the spine back, pull your belly button in. As you inhale, sweep the chest forward. Just a little bit of Siri Om to move the energy in the spine and to move the spine in all the directions at the start of class. And then change direction. And you're welcome to allow your neck to also move, starting to warm that cervical spine in whatever way is accessible. So just be mindful if there's that crunch, crunch, crunch in the back of the neck. Be gentle with your vertebra. Slowly making your way back to center line by drawing those circles smaller and smaller, almost like a spiral with your spine until you're back in neutral. Roll the shoulders back, open through the chest. Deep breath in. Exhale all the breath out. And then make your way onto all fours. Hands and knees position, tabletop pose. Stacking wrists under elbows, under shoulders, spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Knees are directly underneath the hip. So let's start by just gently inhaling to lift the chin, dip the belly toward the floor, lift the tailbone, all that good stuff in cow pose. And then exhale into your cat, sending your spine up toward the ceiling, allowing the top of your head to relax, your neck to relax, your shoulders to round forward. Inhale to cat. Exhale to cat. Move back and forth with your breath at a pace that works for you. I do tend to move in cat-cow quickly and powerfully with my breath. There is no pressure for you to do that. When I do cat-cow a little bit faster, a little bit more powerfully with my breath, I can feel the energy shift up from the lower triangle of the body. As you continue with your cat-cows, can you squeeze your perineum? Can you lift up in your root lock, drawing the energy from that Muladhara chakra? Mula Bandha is what happens when we squeeze the pelvic floor and lift up in that pelvic floor towards the spine, towards the navel. So it's kind of a upward and backward lift. Take a deep breath in, look up toward the ceiling, lift your chin, roll your shoulders back, open through the clavicles, and exhale into child's pose. Bringing your knees out, big toes touch, sink back on your heels, and surrender your forehead to the floor, to your fists, to your arms as a pillow, to a block pillow, whatever you have. A reminder in this posture that the heart is the master and the mind is the student. So allow the mind and head to bow to the heart. Finding deep breaths in and out. Maybe nod your head side to side a little bit, massaging your forehead, your brow line, your third eye, and just giving a little extra love and mobility to your cervical spine. And we're just going to move through a little bit of a low flow, as I call it. So yes, it's slow. It's also low in the sense that we're not going to walk forward and fold in like a sun salutation motion. Okay, so from this position, come up onto all fours. Walk your hands a little bit forward so that you can lower your body down, keeping your elbows tucked nice and close to your rib cage. It's like you want your elbows to brush the side of your body as you lower your body down. Find a gentle back bend, not too deep as we're warming still, and then lower the forehead to the floor. From here, come up and back to child's pose. So this is what I mean by low flow. Find an exhale, then inhale, press up to all fours, shifting into that incline, hips forward, elbows lower you down. Inhale to a back bend. Exhale, forehead down. Inhale, up and back. Child's pose. Exhale it all out. Inhale forward. Exhale lower. Inhale to a back bend. Exhale to lower. Inhale back to child's pose. Just a few more of these. Starting to warm the body at your pace. Inhaling up. Exhaling to lower. You might notice with each one, your back bend is a little bit deeper, gentle with your spine. One more full set. And then the next you're down on your belly, pause. Zip your legs together. Point your toes. Engage the muscles in your legs so strong that your kneecaps lift off of the floor. That's how strong your thigh muscles are in this pose. Tuck your tail slightly, and then slide your elbows forward into a Sphinx pose. Pull the belly button up and in. Press into your elbows, press into your hands. Squeeze the center line of the body. Exhale and relax. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Bring your legs to center, then release them down. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes, lift up and back to downward facing dog. And remember, coming into down dog, you can always come through tabletop pose. Walk your dog, bend your knees, bend your ankles, explore back body. How are your calf muscles today? How are your hamstrings today? What is going on in that back body? Take a full deep breath here. Exhale and send your tailbone right up toward the ceiling. Draw your belly button into your spine. Lift and exhale. Look at your thumbs. Tiptoe your feet forward and fold. Uttanasana. Letting your head hang, bend your knees, create space for your belly to soften. Maybe you sway side to side a little bit, relaxing and releasing that low back. Bring your body back to center and stillness. And rise up, but I want you to rise up slow. Vertebra stacking on top of each vertebra, mindful of the alignment, the strength, the stability in your body. So you're all the way up. Your chin is the last thing to lift. Open through the chest, palms face forward, external rotation of the shoulder. Take a deep sweeping breath in, bringing your arms all the way up overhead. And then exhale your hands to heart center, connecting for a moment with your intention of your practice. What do you need today? What do you need? What are you seeking? Why are you here? Taking a deep full breath in. Exhaling it all out. Grounding down through the feet. Take another breath in, sweeping your arms up overhead. Exhale to bow forward, planting your hands down. Step back with your right foot. Lower your right knee. So we're going to find a low lunge position here. You can keep your hands on the floor or you can lift them up. You can also put them on your thighs. So there's a lot of choices for arms. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring your arms back down. Tuck those back toes if they're not still tucked under. Lift your knee. Step back. Downward facing dog. Look at your thumbs, tiptoe your feet forward, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Plant the hands down, step back, left foot, left knee down, left foot softens. Inhale. Exhale, arms come back down. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, downward facing dog. Hips are high, head is low. This is an inversion. Look at your thumbs, tiptoe your feet forward, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bow. Plant the hands, right foot back, low lunge. Good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toe, lift the knee. This time, step back, plank pose or tabletop pose. Yogi's choice. Deep breath in. Exhale, knees down, lower down. Inhale to a back bend, whatever one you love. Exhale to lower and reset the spine. Inhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Look at your thumbs, tiptoe your feet forward, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow forward. Plant your hands, left foot steps back. Lower your knee, soften your foot, rise. Exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift the knee, step back to plank or tabletop, knees down, lie down. Inhale for your favorite back bend. Exhale to reset. Inhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Walk your dog. Bending the knees, straightening the legs. Press into all of your fingers. Look at your thumbs, walk forward, fold. Let your shoulders get heavy, your head and neck get heavy. Maybe sway side to side a little bit. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands back to heart center, Samasthiti, the pose of stillness. Connect to your heartbeat, connect to your breath, connect to your temperature in your body. Maybe it's a little warmer now. Grounding down into your feet. Bringing the arms back up overhead. Go ahead and grab your right wrist with your left hand. Lifting and gently drawing the body up and over to the left for a side body stretch. Let's peek up at that elbow crease. Keep the shoulders back, the head lifted. It's a very subtle side bend. Back to center. Change the wrist, grasp. Inhale up and over. Still keeping that chin lifted, shoulders back, heart wide open. Inhale to center. Release the arms down. So here I just like to kind of start to twist the body, lifting the ankles. See what you can shake out. Make it a little bit of a dance. And then make the movement a little slower until you're no longer twisting side to side. So whenever I'm practicing, it's like, how efficiently can I move my spine in all the directions that I'll move in to feel like I just have more spaciousness in my body. Come to the top of your mat. If you're not there already. And I want you to place your hands on your hips. So keeping your heels in alignment with your knees and your hips. Sometimes we think our hips are more wide or narrow than they are. So you can always do 2 fists in between the knees, 2 fists in between the toes. This will keep that alignment. So we're super aware of just kind of stacking bones one on top of the other. We're gonna come into a warrior 1 variation, but it is gonna have a lunge component to it. So we're not gonna put that back heel down. So step back with your right foot, but stay up on the ball of that right foot, right? Bending in that front knee, keeping your hips pointed, both hip bones here pointed towards the top of your mat. Maybe your knee can bend a little bit more and the back leg can straighten a little bit more. Maybe not this morning. We just want to make sure that the knee isn't in front of the ankle, so draw that back a little bit. Tuck your tail, draw your navel in, and if you'd like to, you can lift your arms up. Breathing deeply here. Exhaling completely. Allow your breath to flow in and out. Strong in warrior 1. Inhale fully. We're gonna get a little fancy. Exhale, bring your hands down towards your foot. Great, so we're framing and grounding around that left foot. And then we'll sweep that left foot up and back to 3-legged dog. So it's a beautiful counter pose to warrior 1, giving that thigh a little break. Sometimes I like to bend the knees, straighten the legs, shake it out a little even. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Bring your left leg back down, finding downward dog. Look at your thumbs, walk the feet forward. Fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center, back on your hips. All right, this time we're stepping back with the left leg up on the toes. Set up your warrior 1, square your hips, roll the shoulders back, tuck your tail, lift up in your pelvic floor. Any arm position that works for you. Deep breath in and out. Fullest inhale. Exhale, lower the hands down down. Same transition. Sweep that right leg this time up and back. Downward facing dog to three-legged dog. Lower your right foot. Walk it out. Look at your thumbs. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, rise up. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more of a flow here. Slow and intentional, okay? So, hands on hips, right foot steps back. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale to warrior two. Spin that back heel down. Open up the arms. Keep your front knee bent. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Reach forward, hinge forward, and plant your left hand on your shin or your thigh. Triangle pose. Inhale, back up. Bend that front knee. Exhale, bring your left arm onto your left thigh. Sweep your fingers forward, extended side angle. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. So you find yourself back up on those right toes. Up and back, three-legged dog. Deep breath in and out. Inhale. Exhale, lower the foot. Shift the hips forward into plank. Knees down, lie. Good. Give yourself a little pause here. Maybe bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs side to side. Massaging the quads. Or is there anything else that needs a little love in between sides and flows? Come back to center and stillness. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. Look at the thumbs, tiptoe the feet forward, fold. Exhale it out. Inhale, rise up. Exhale through heart center, hands on your hips. Good, left foot steps back. Up on the ball of the foot. Ground in your warrior one. Presence yourself, right? So the warrior shows up. We talk about warriors in yoga because of Arjuna from the Bhagavad Gita. So he shows up, he's like, I'm here. It's battle time. I don't like it, but I'm doing it. He arrives in presence. Exhale, open up into warrior two. He takes aim. Arjuna is an archer. He takes aim. Warrior two is him aiming his bow and arrow. Lengthen through that front leg, straightening it. Hinging forward, right hand down onto the leg. You can imagine here that he's resetting, reloading an arrow. Inhale, rise back up. Right arm on right thigh. Sweep the arm forward, side angle pose. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Sweep that leg up and back. Right foot comes down. Find plank or tabletop. Knees down, lie down. Bend those knees, windshield wiper the legs, or any other intuitive movement that feels good. And then come up and back to child's pose. Knees out, big toes touch. Reset at center. Deep breath in and out. Walk your hands back. Come up into tabletop pose. Just take a moment to notice how deeply you're breathing. Tuck the toes, lift up to downward dog. This time, walk your hands back towards your feet. Separate your feet so that your pinky toes are at the edge of your mat. Bend the knees slightly and fold. Inhale and gently rise all the way up. Shake out the arms and legs. And let's all face this direction in the room. If you're in the room, if you're online, find the side of your mat and find a nice wide leg stance here. But a wide leg stance where your knees are not locked. So this is an important part. It can make you kind of dizzy to lock your knees. So if you have blocks or books or whatever, it can be nice to just set that for now in the center of your mat. We're not going to need them right away. We're going to start with a little bit of a breath flow. So bring your arms into that warrior two position, parallel to the floor. Here is an inhale. This is your 5-pointed star inhale pose. As you exhale, opposite arm to opposite leg. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower and twist. Inhale, rising up. Exhale to lower and twist. Move at a pace that's reasonable for you, for your spine, for your breath. Beautiful breathing. Your legs are strong. Your thigh muscles are engaged. That lifts you out of your knees. Inhale to center. Wide open heart. Pull your navel in, lift up in your root lock, and swan dive forward. Leading with your heart. Allowing your hands to eventually make their way to the floor in a wide leg forward fold. Let your head hang, let your shoulders release. Walk your hands over to your left foot. Stretching through the right side body. And then through center, over to your right foot. Don't forget to breathe. Back to center. Grab a hold of that block. Place your hands on it so that you can find a flat back position. Imagine that you are placing a teacup on your tailbone and trying to balance it there. Good. Keeping your right hand connected to the block. Inhale, left fingertips up toward the ceiling. Exhale, bringing those arms down. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale. To lower. Back and forth at your pace. Following the flow of your breath. Your inhale carries your arm up. Your exhale allows it to release and relax down. And then settle both hands back down onto the block. Bring your heels in and your toes out. So a little bit of duck feet here. Inhale and rise all the way up. Sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees into goddess pose. Elbows come down in cactus arms. Chest is wide open. Knees are tracking open. Inhale to rise. Squeeze your perineum. Exhale, lower. Keep squeezing that pelvic floor, Mula Bandh. As you inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Sometimes it can be nice to exhale, tongue out. It's a very powerful breath. And aside from it looking kind of badass, it's good for your immune system. There's a reason for it. Not just like trying to be in the band Kiss, right? Next time your knees are bent, pause. Place your hands on your thighs for a little leverage. Send your left shoulder forward. And then your right shoulder forward. Maybe back and forth, just noticing where you feel more lengthening and tension. And then we'll come all the way back up. Heels toe the feet in. Shake out the legs. And we're gonna land down in Dandasana. So find your seat. Dandasana pose, staff pose. It kind of looks like nothing is going on in this posture. And you could completely hang out here and I would have no idea. So the idea of staff pose, particularly after hip openers, is to draw the center line of the body back together and strengthen the hip flexors. So draw your toes towards your nose. Wrap your thigh muscles around your bones. So they're engaged, your quads are engaged. Press your hands into the mat. Send your chest forward. It's a slight tuck to the chin. It's not chin down, it's chin back. Like you're lengthening that cervical spine in the back of your neck. Pull your navel in. Strong, you're strong in this pose. Exhale and relax it out. Shake out the knees a little bit. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. And exhale to hinge in the hip, bringing your arms forward. They may reach your knees, your shins, your ankles, it doesn't matter. But let's see about not rounding the spine. So can you send those shoulders back, hinge a little deeper in the hips? You might not fold forward as far, but you're gonna get a bit more out of your hamstrings. And this is really good life nerve stretch, vagal nerve stretch. And when we hinge forward in the hip like this, we are activating the parasympathetic nervous system. A forward hip hinge activates that rest. Take a deep breath in. Now you can exhale and fully fold. Surrender the chin, the shoulders. If you experience a lot of anxiety in your life, which I always say this in class because I feel like this is the thing I hear the most from people, is how anxious they feel, the anxiousness rising up within them. So if you feel that, or if you identify as like, oh, I know that anxiety is something that I have awareness of in my body, do this pose every 4 hours. 60 seconds, 90 seconds. It tones your vagal nerve, and it will help keep you out of that instant reactivity. It doesn't mean it will get rid of experiencing anxiousness, but it soothes it. Back up to neutral spine. Bring your left heel out to the edge of your mat and tuck your right foot in to the inside of your left thigh. We're going to do that same hinging forward, this time really focused on those left toes. Slight drawback of the chin. Come back up. Switch legs and sides. Full breaths in and out. And walk that hand back, those hands back. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. You can either put your hands on your ankles, shins, knees. All we're going to do here is lengthen through the crown of the head. This is an inhale. And as you exhale, imagine that you're kind of deflating forward. So the goal isn't to bring your nose to your toes. It's just to surrender on the exhale and rise up on the inhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. Plant your feet, bring your knees together. Make sure that there is space behind you on your mat. And tuck your fingers behind your knees. So nice and slowly, we're gonna draw the navel into the spine, pull the belly button up and in, lengthen through the center line, and then roll the shoulders back. So it's an open heart. Inhale, and just settle back. See if you can extend your arms, finding a little bit of a adapted boat posture. So navel zips in, Mula Bandh, lifting up through your pelvic floor. Deep breath in here. And exhale to lower all the way down on your back. Nice and slow, maybe vertebra by vertebra. Once you're all the way down, plant your feet. Feet are flat, knees are up. Bring your right ankle on your left knee. Figure 4 position, opening up that triangle space. And keeping your feet almost as if your right ankle is glued to your left knee. Send both knees over to the left for a supine twist. Your right foot will rest flat on the floor. Send your right knee away from your body, opening just a little bit more. Good. Deep breath in and out. Bring your knees back up through center. Switch legs. Send both knees over to your right. Left foot is flat on the mat or the floor next to you. Opening up the knee. There is something so soothing to me about Sinead O'Connor's voice. And the snake on the outside of the building, we named her Sinead. She went up about the same day that Sinead O'Connor passed away. So those of you online, we have a big snake on the outside of our building. Big snake mural. And bring your knees back up. Maybe find a happy baby pose. Maybe you want a bridge pose, a back bending posture. At this point, we want to just tune into the body and see if there's anything else that the body wants to do before Shavasana. It's It's nice if we don't have to think about it and we can just listen to the body's instructions. And then slowly settling in to your Shavasana. Maybe covering up with a blanket. This poem is called Awakening Now by Donna Falls. Why wait for your awakening? Do you value your reasons for staying small more than the light shining through the open door? Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Now is the only time you have to be whole. Now. Now is the sole moment that exists to live in the light of your true nature. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Perfection is not a prerequisite for anything but pain. Please don't continue to believe in your stories of deficiency and failure. This is the day of your awakening. Take a deep breath in. Send your breath down to your fingers and to your toes, wiggling them around. Roll over onto one side. Just pausing in that for a moment of gratitude. Thanking yourself for showing up for you in your practice today. up to a comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for giving me this gift of being your guide in your practice. I honor the place inside of you that is the same inside of me, the place where the whole universe resides, the place of love and light and peace and truth. We are truly all one. Satnam, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Take your time. There's no rush.